I could never. Well, first of all, in general,
I definitely want to talk about this.
I can rarely approach a girl sober. Like, just go up to a girl and be like, "Hey, my name's Ricky. Like, what's your name?"
Yeah.
Never would ever do that.
Really?
When I'm
Why
like,
is
there's,
that though?
There's times where like I really get the courage. I'm in the right scenario. I'm with the right people.
Yeah.
Like if I'm with a group of friends, and I'm a little drunk, I'm a little buzzed, I'm confident, whatever. I'll go up to a girl and like just start dancing with her.
But if you're sober coming out of a restaurant on a normal day and you see a girl that you think is attractive, you would never go up to her.
Never.
Really?
Like
I
if
think there's a lot of people that are like that.
Like
though.
walking on the sidewalk of Manhattan, if I came out of a restaurant sober, like just ate lunch, and a girl walks by herself, I would never be like, "Excuse me," because what I'm thinking in my head is like, this girl has shit to do. I have shit to do. Why would I just interrupt this girl's day? Just to like what if she? The thing is, I'm constantly.
Is that the
like,
reason though, or are you a little nervous? Are you
I'm nervous of
in this-
rejection.
Of rejection?
Of course.
Okay. Because that's something that a lot of people struggle with.
But I'm also thinking like she. What I'm thinking, I'm always saying no before they can say no for me.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I don't know how we segued into this, but
I mean, do you think that has to do with confidence?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's times where I feel more confident, and then there's times where I don't feel
So it
confident.
depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation.
Okay.
In a bar, if I'm like with my friends and like a girl's dancing and I'm dancing, like I'm way more comfortable to just
Of course.
like I can be more smooth in that sense and like bump into them and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I like your shirt."
Yeah.
I've noticed that complimenting girls or complimenting people out of like just pure like you're just trying to compliment them because you like something they're wearing or whatever.
It's a conversation
It's a
starter.
very good like
Segue into
not even a segue. It's just like a good introduction into like, oh, like it gives you a sense of like who you are.
Yeah.
It gives them a sense of who you are, and it gives them a sense of like, oh, he likes my style. I literally saw this in a Drake and Josh episode.
Really?
Did you used to watch Drake and Josh?
Not really.
You suck. But there's an episode where like Drake's mom brings out Josh, the uglier one who didn't get that many girls. She brings him to the movie theater, the premiere, and she's teaching him how to like hit on girls. And the first thing she says, she goes, "You see that girl over there? Go walk by her and tell her you like her shoes, and then just come back."
No.
So he does it. He compliments her on the shoes. He walks back, and then the girl was like, she answered like, "Okay, thanks," like pushy at first.
Yeah.
But then he walks away, ignores her, and then like she comes over. She's like, "You're just gonna compliment me on my shoes and walk away?" So it's like that kind of thing of like, you're making them curious.
Has this been a meme? This has definitely been a meme.
Probably. But like,
Because I've seen it.
that's just something I've noticed. Like it's a good, like when you're not really looking, because like people hit on people, like they'll go up to someone random and be like, "Yo, you're so beautiful," and like girls hate that shit
No, of course.
because it's like, oh, 6 guys told me that tonight.
Yeah.
Especially if they're a good-looking girl, like every guy goes up to them in the bar saying the same shit. "You're so gorgeous. What's your name?"
Yeah.
And they're just like,
You definitely
Okay.
have to, I feel like you have to have the right method. I don't know. I feel like people, like you're saying, like tell someone that her outfit is nice or whatever. I don't think it's that you're telling someone that her outfit is nice. I think it's them knowing that you have the confidence to go up to a girl
and
out
say
of
something.
nowhere.
Yeah.
So like there's some people that will never do that unless they're in the right scenario.
Yeah.
They're drunk or they're at a bar or they're with their boys or whatever it is.
"Yep."
And then there's people, like for instance, there's people that don't care and they'll go up to any girl and they'll say something to that girl and like next thing you know, like down the road they end up with that girl.
Yeah.
I feel like confidence I feel like is the number one thing, you know? I feel like if you have confidence with anything, like no matter what your looks are, what your beliefs are, whatever it is, I feel like if you have confidence and you stand up, not stand up for yourself, but you're you know, you go about things the way you normally do without overthinking things, and like you're just yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Girls like that. I just
No,
feel like
yeah,
that's
I know what
huge.
you're saying. It's like there's people out there who aren't the most attractive, but they're super confident and they're not shy about who they are.
Exactly.
So like girls or guys, whatever, I guess in our scenario, in our context, girls, they like someone that can just immediately show who they are.
Yeah.
And like aren't afraid to be themselves.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that like for me, I get approached more than I approach girls.
Really?
Or I used to, at least. I get more approached by women than I approach women.
Okay.
but also I'm in scenarios where that's even possible. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting approached at the fucking mall.
So
like,
I feel
I'm
like
getting approached in,
so
like,
it's crazy
a
how
bar
it's
or
crazy how
something.
it's crazy how things work out. So you're getting approached by more girls than you approach.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens to people that aren't looking to get approached. So if you're looking to get approached,
Bingo.
If you're looking for someone, so if you're looking for someone
If
to
you're
contact
like-
you, you're
yeah.
looking for someone to come up to you, it will never happen.
Yep.
But if you're in this, if you're in the
Facts.
sense that like you don't care, you're not looking for something, like that's why they say like the best things that happen are when you least expect it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like if you're not looking for something, like you're most likely gonna get approached by someone that you just don't even expect, and it's gonna probably turn into something like. So
Yeah.
the best relationships today in today's society are the ones that you
Just
just
happen.
least expect.
Yep.
And but the other thing is like I feel like in today's society everything's about like how you look, right? Everything's about how you look, how much money you make, what are you doing with your life, or whatever it is. And
Nope. How you look, how much money you make. Those are the two things that
I mean,
matter
how much
the
money you
most.
make is what you're doing with
Matter
your
the
life.
most, like on the surface.
Yeah, exactly.
On the surface.
And so that's why people think, so there's a lot of people that think like someone that's, you know, maybe not the best looking or doesn't have the craziest jobs, not making that much money for themselves, but deep down like no one knows that they're working their ass off, or they have many things going for them that just no one
Absolutely.
knows, but they have the confidence to approach someone with that type of mentality,
Yep.
end up succeeding. And people like on the outside will look at it and be like, how is this person with that person, or how is this person doing this?
Yeah.
Which is crazy in the sense because like it shouldn't matter about those things, you know? Those things shouldn't matter, but the people that are experiencing those things that are not doing that are not helping them in their life,
Yeah.
end up lacking confidence, so they don't, you know, they're not out there as much.
It's because I've noticed that this topic that we're talking about is like purely based off judgment. It's like fear of judgment.
Of
Like
course.
I said about me walking out of a restaurant sober after lunch,
Yeah.
and I see a girl, I'm afraid of the judgment of that girl to myself, which I shouldn't be. Like
What is it, like that girl going and telling someone what you said, or someone
it's
on the
just
outside
purely
seeing,
paranoia. Like
like
I'm
you're
creating
doing
the
something
scenario,
that's completely different from what most people do.
and I'm creating the scenario before it even happens. Like
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, oh, this girl's so hot. Number
Yeah.
one, so she fucking caught my attention. Second, I'm like, if I say something to this girl, what are the odds that she, one, shuts me down, two, is in a rush and doesn't want to talk, three, doesn't find me attractive at all and just says fuck off, four, I look stupid in front of the random people in front of me. That's what's going through my head.
I mean,
but then when
most
you
people
think
are like
about
that,
it,
though. You understand
yeah,
that,
of
right?
course.
Most people are like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like, I guess it comes back to the confidence thing. It's like, if you have the confidence to get shut down,
Yeah.
like then you could succeed in anything. Like you'll do anything.
Yeah.
You might lose and know like, okay, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, but like if you have the confidence to try it and not give a
Well,
fuck about what
that's why,
happens,
like, you're in
what
a
the
bar,
outcome
when
is.
you're in a bar, right? And you have friends that like may not be the most out there, the best looking, right? But they end up getting with so many girls. Like, how many shots are they shooting in the bar, right? They're
Yeah.
shooting 100 shots,
and
and they're
landing one.
landing one, right?
Yep.
Compared to someone that doesn't really shoot any, is gonna probably
You
land
miss
none.
100% of the shots
Exactly.
you don't
And
take.
those people are going back and wondering what is going on, like,
Yeah.
and they overthink everything. But it's just
because they had
you're not
talked to
putting
one
yourself out
girl,
there.
she shut you down, and then
Yeah.
your whole night's ruined
Exactly.
because you lack confidence.
Yeah, because each girl or guy has their own, you know, opinion of what they want for themselves.
Yep.
So like someone might want someone that's like this perfect type of human being that looks exactly how they want,
Ye-
and there's some people that just want the personality, right? Or just want someone that cares about them, or want someone to put their effort
Nah, but
towards them.
it's like no matter what we say, it comes back to looks. In my opinion, this is one man's point of
See,
view.
I don't think
it comes back to looks because you would never. Well, I guess not every scenario, but like majority of the scenarios where you don't know somebody, and then you end up talking to them, it's because of you're attracted to that person,
You're attracted,
or
to
they're
the person,
attracted to
yeah.
you, or vice, whatever the case may be. Because yeah, you fall in love with people that you know, like through a friend, because you've hung out before, you know how they are, you're comfortable with them already, so you go on a date with them, then you guys end up fucking dating, marrying, whatever. But then there's other scenarios where you would have never met that person if you weren't attracted to them, or they weren't attracted to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's persistence.
What do you mean?
It's I don't think it has to do with that.
What do you mean?
I think it's someone that keeps not annoyingly, but someone that like shows they're interested, like repeated.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Someone that has a personality that could talk to someone that could relate with them, that person may not have been attracted to you from day one, and they might have told you they never want to talk to you again, or they might have blown you off. But there's a lot of people that from that type of situation will never have the confidence or the urge to reach out to that person again. But then you have those people that are like, I want that. Like, I want that bad. And no matter how they look, how stupid, how crazy they look, they will reach out to that person. They will show their side, their good side of them.
They don't care about getting rejected 100 times until they get that one yes.
You'd be surprised about how many people that are not interested at first
pull it off.
Exactly.
Dude, this is a great, phenomenal segue, because I wrote something here saying that, like, myself, and I know you as well, back in like middle school and high school, we used to be obsessive over girls. If we found a girl that we liked, we would be not obsessed in like a creepy way, in like a cute 8th grader, 10th grader,
like just talking about it all the time. Like, just what are we gonna do to get this person?
You're constantly, and especially now because we have social media, and back then we had social media, you can constantly see what that person's doing, constantly see their photos. So like I remember being not obsessed, but like obsessed with girls, really with like a girl,
someone. Just really into
and
someone.
like
keep it
just
that way. You're really
into someone. I guess obsessed is like a creepy word. I'm not creepy,
we'll veer away from that,
but like I would like, and if I get any sense of like that they kind of like me in any way, it's over. I'm going all in until they like me back.
Yeah,
and like I remember I used to do like absurd things, and I spoke about this in a previous episode, like way back, like last year with Brittany. I used to like do weird things, like
absurd things, like
gotta edit that out. I used to do like absurd things, and it comes back, it circles back to wanting what you cannot have.
But like we talked about that with marijuana, like that. I mean, we were saying that's literally everything in today's life. I could think, there could be someone that's gorgeous that wants me. I could be extremely attracted to them, and they want me so much, and they're showing all their attention towards me. They're so available. Availability is huge.
That it turns you off.
Exactly. So I think if you're so available, no matter how attractive you are, if you're putting all your effort, you're so available, it almost allows someone to know that they have you. And it's, I mean, there's some people I guess that are different, but if you know you have someone, it's like you don't have that urge to go get it, you know. So you want what you can't have, and then it comes into the point of the game playing, right? I feel like in today's society, like the game playing is huge, right? Because you have to it's almost like you have to
give me a specific scenario, because I think I know what you mean, but I'm not sure.
It's almost like you have to play a game to get someone to be into you. So like you might like someone a lot, right? And you want to tell someone you like them, you want everything to work out perfectly, right?
But you can't do it.
You don't know.
Jesus Christ.
But you don't know exactly if they feel the same way, right? So you'll start doing these things to like kind of get a sense of how they feel
about
right?
you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you start
it's like flirting,
it's almost like flirting, and then you also start it's almost like you start backing away to see if they're
to see if they come to you.
Exactly.
Because you're always going to them.
It's almost like a push and pull method, right? So like you like someone, and you're putting all your effort towards them, they'll start backing away. Even though they were showing something at first, you start backing away, and then when you start backing away, then they come to you. And it's like it's messed up in today's society how that works, right?
I think that's always been the case.
I don't know though, because like
I've
talked to my parents about this, and like they say whatever's going on in today's society is messed up. And I don't know though. I don't know, because I mean I think it's always you want what you can't have.
I think human behavior is the same, like repeatedly. It just ebbs and flows according to how
maybe
we
it's social media.
It ebbs and flows.
Maybe it's social media.
It ebbs and flows depending on how we communicate. Yeah. So now that we have access to the
availability of everything,
we can talk to somebody in a second if we wanted to. You could FaceTime someone and have an intimate conversation with them. Yeah. Like you can reach out to a girl that you've never fucking knew existed in a second. So it's like the way we communicate is so different than how our parents used to communicate. Yeah. So it's like we have like, it's just, we're like more, we can be more obsessive. Whereas back then it was like, if you saw someone you liked, you were kind of more curious of like what that person is like. Yeah. We can get a sense of what someone's like that.
Of course, right away.
So like you can like someone because of their Instagram.
For instance, like if you like someone, right? Like you meet someone, you're chilling in the bar, like you like them, like you don't like them like that, but like you're interested in them, right? You're attracted to them, like they're the type of person that you can see yourself with, like just by hearing what they're saying.
Yeah.
But then like the next day and like weeks after, they're all over you. No matter how much you like them, you're probably gonna back off, right? You're gonna probably be like let's give it a second. But then when they start backing off, you want them.
Want them more. Yeah, it's like like you said, the push and pull.
And I think that's what like.
But then what I think it is like if you know it's the true one, there's no push and pull. You're both, you know.
No, I agree. I agree, but I don't.
There wouldn't be any push and pull if.
I think there has to be a little push and pull though.
Yes and no.
Some people don't want that though.
What I'm saying is
I don't really. It's not like I really want that. I just feel like some people.
What I'm saying
would rather
is,
someone be straight up with them from the start.
Yeah.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like the push and pull aspect of it is like you want to know if that person's like thinking about you or if that person's like missing you when you're missing them. Like you want to know if they feel.
Well, you always everyone wants to know how that other person feels, right?
But what
you're
I'm saying
never
is
gonna know that.
When they back away, that's why you're trying to go back and like figure out what the fuck's good. Like
exactly. So when you get to a medium though, when you
really like that person.
And you're both open with each other.
Yeah, when you don't have to like play the game anymore.
No, of course.
That's when it's like, oh.
Exactly.
Okay, we're like,
because it gets. I'll be honest. It gets to a point where you're just like you're tired of it. You're sick of it. Like you want nothing to. You don't even want to try anymore. Right?
Exactly.
And I mean, I guess for the right one, right, the person that you end up with, like that's not the case. You know, the case is that you maybe it's that push and pull to grow feelings, right? Yeah. It allows you to grow feelings. Each and one of you.
It makes you realize feelings. Like what you like about them, what you don't like.
Exactly. And then you can get to a point where like you clearly both like each other, and you want to be with one another, and then it works out. But there's also the other side of things where it just doesn't. It's like too much of what you know. So we used to like we used to like someone, become obsessive with them, right?
Yeah.
So like what was it that was causing that? Like, because I mean, me and you came from a place where like we were interested in multiple girls or whatever it was, right? We were at a young age. Mm-hmm. So like, what was it like about that person that was making us become like that? Because there's so many people out there that will talk to someone for 1 week, a month, 2 months, and will be so invested in that person that no matter, because they're so invested in that person, they'll push that person away, right? Yeah. So like, what was it that we were doing wrong, or maybe we should have done right, or?
I mean, we're never doing anything wrong, because when you're in fucking middle school and in high school, you don't know.
But I mean, I think that relates though to like even the older generation. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
someone will talk to someone and like they'll be automatically invested from the start. Yeah. And almost too much that they'll push that person that was invested in them like away. Yeah. You know, like what is because it? What are they doing wrong? What are they doing? Like, you know?
I guess it's like, that means that you two weren't on the same page. That's that's exactly what it means. Because like for me,
you think it's just communication?
I think it's just like, so what I'm thinking of, like I'm going back to like my middle school days of how I used to be like not obsessive again, but like I used to just obsessive. Like I don't know why you keep no, but what I used to do was like I would like express how much I like this person.
Like that's a huge thing though. Like telling someone how you feel is huge.
No, dude. I used to do it hardcore, like fucking giant paragraph messages. Okay. I would almost try to guilt them into liking me. Like holy fuck, that's so fucked up. Like I would try to guilt girls into liking me, and then when they would like me, they would like me,
you know what that's called, right?
What?
Manipulation.
Yeah.
Like guilting someone into.
But the thing is, like, that has to come from a true place, because I was pouring out my heart to these people, to these girls, and then like they would just like not give me the same feedback. Yeah. And like I weirdly loved.
You were showing them everything.
I weirdly loved that feeling. So weird. This is so weird now that I'm bringing. I mean, it's made me who I am today. Now I'm like super emotionally aware, and like I'm like super good with these things. Like not super good. Nobody's ever that good, but like I just know what to do and what not to do now. But like back then, I used to like really be like I would listen to music to make me feel a certain way, to make me like be able to communicate to these girls, and like it was so weird. But I guess like when you're in that age range, it's like you're just figuring out like what
I mean, yeah,
love
no,
is
I
and
agree,
like, what
but
liking
don't.
people
I
is
mean,
and all
what
that shit.
I mean, I think that like if you like someone, you should be able to express it and tell them.
Yeah.
Not to the point where you're going with things, but I don't know.
It wasn't like just to make a point. It wasn't like a creepy way, but like
no, I know.
It was like in a super nice way, but like
just too much.
Too much. Now that I'm looking back, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, but if you
I was a fucking little turd.
But I feel like it can be the same way as like in today's day and age. Like I feel like if you like someone, you should be able to tell them, right?
Yeah,
I feel like you should be able to be straight up and tell them. But I feel like we're at a point where it's like everyone has to like watch what they say. Like you have to be careful what you say because it's almost like too much. You almost don't want to give them that like too much satisfaction, right?
Yeah.
So you almost gotta like.
I was never
choose
thinking like,
what you're saying.
Now, yeah.
But like now, it's like you gotta pick and choose what you say. Like
yeah.
I don't think it
that's
should
because
be like that.
That's because a lot of things can be taken out of context, and also like we've all like when you get older, you've been through certain like some people, at least most people, have been through certain relationships, so they've experienced certain things. So when people say certain things, it's like whoa.
Yeah.
Like now that I'm 24, if I'm just telling everybody I fucking love them, like literally love them, it would just be weird.